All right, guys, so we're going to get started on our big project for this course. We'll be building a client panel, and if any of you have taken my Angular front-to-back course, it's the same application just built with React and Redux. Okay, now we're going to be using Firebase for our database. We're also using it for authentication, so we can log in and we can also register with our application. Now we'll be using something called React Redux Firebase, which basically allows us to bring Firebase data, authentication, and anything else that's available into our Redux store and store it as state. So over here in my Redux tools, you'll see if I go to state, I have this Firebase object, which has things like auth, which if we log in, that will be filled with all the auth data. And then we're also using Firestore, which is basically the new and improved database that Firebase uses. And all of our data will get stored in here. And then we'll also be creating some of our own state, like the notify reducer and settings reducer. Inside settings, you can see we have some values here. And then notify is if we want to display an alert with a message, which also can have a message type. So we'll be dealing with Redux with both the React Redux Firebase component or package or whatever you want to call it, library, and then also our own state. So let's give this a shot so we can log in here. I'm going to use an account that I've already created and put in the password. Now if I fail, if I put in a login that doesn't work, I'm going to get a little alert here, and this is, you can see it gets put into the notify state, invalid login credentials. But let's go ahead and log in. And now we're going to see a list of our clients with their name, their email, and then the balance that they owe us. Up here we have the total owed, so it's going to take all of their balance and put it together and show it there. And then if we want to see the details for the client, we can see their name, their client ID, phone number, contact info. We also have a balance here, which we can edit right from this area. So if I want to change this to like $99.99, we can update it. It gets updated right away. And we also have it so that if they don't have a balance, if I clear this out to 0, this turns green. Okay, so if they owe us money, this will be red. If not, it'll be green. Okay, so we can also edit clients. So if I wanted to change her email to, let's say, Karen Smith at Yahoo and submit, now you'll see that her email has been changed. Okay, we can also add clients. So let's say Bob, I don't know, Jackson. We'll say Bob at yahoo.com and phone number. And let's say balance is 200 and submit, and then Bob gets added. Okay, so we can do all that basic CRUD. We also have some settings. So if we want to disable the balance on ads, when we add a client, if we want to disable the ability to add a balance, we can check that. And if we go back to the add form, now that's grayed out, so we can't do it. We can do the same thing with the edit form. If we go and we try to edit a balance, we can't do it from here either. The only place we can do it is from the details, from this area right here. And then we have an option to allow registration. So right now it is allowed. As you saw before we logged in, there was a register link. Well, if I uncheck this and then I log out, you can see there's no register link here anymore. And if I were to even try to go to /register, it's not going to work. It's just going to kick us back to the login. All right, so just to show you that we can register, let me just enable that again. So say allow registration and log out, and then go to register, and we can say, let's say Tom at gmail.com and password. Now if I try to register as a user that's already registered, you'll see I'll get a message that says that user already exists. But we're going to register as Tom. It's going to register, it's going to log us in, and you can see we're logged in as Tom. And if we go to our Firebase, which is right here, and I go to database, you can see all the clients that are in the collection, all the documents in the collection over here. And then authentication, you can see the different users, including the one I just created, Tom at Gmail. Okay, so that's what we'll be building. Firebase is excellent for serverless applications, and what I mean by serverless is you don't have to manage the server or build a back end or anything like that, and it's pretty powerful and it's pretty nice to work with. So that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and get started.